It's all out of control. Out of control.
Hey everyone, welcome back. This is SotO, and I want to go through the upcoming release cycle for spring and summer for Guild Wars 2. They debuted a lot of this stuff a little bit earlier, but I want to review it really quick, just as a short video for the channel, get this up there and get people excited or not excited for what's coming. So if you've already watched this, again, apologies, skip ahead in the VOD for the stream about 10 minutes or so. We'll be going through this real quick and hopefully answering some questions that I've gotten on the channel for this. So first off, Realm of Dreams arises on February 27th. That is already out. Go check out the new weapon proficiencies if you haven't, and hopefully you got your legendary relic because they're like 1,000 gold to craft now, and that sucks. Wizard Vault refresh, and this is the next thing that we're looking at. So next Tuesday, March 19th, systems update. A lot more stuff in this than I think a lot of people were expecting. So we have the balance patch, which is a PVX balance patch. It's going to adjust a lot of things, and also probably, I would guess, don't take this as gospel, but have some adjustments for a lot of the overperforming or underperforming weapons that they put in the game on February. It may be too fast for a turnaround, so we'll see on that, but it's definitely something to keep in mind if you're loving your ranger mace or loving your warrior staff or hating your NG shortbow. They might have some fixes in here for this. So another thing, really important, post-processing graphic options. This is something people have been asking for ever. Introducing more granular options for post-processing graphic settings. Currently, there are only 3 options available: off, low, and high. They may add more in the future, but these are going to be huge if you're not a fan of just super rave level spaz effects on your raid boss that you're doing. You can hypothetically, if all is to be believed, turn these off or turn them down, which is awesome. Skills and balance update, already talked about that a little bit. Go check out this link that I'll put in the description on the forums for a preview of what they've actually announced for that. Rip warrior changes, no, I'm kidding, but kind of, but yeah, Willbenders are going to be strong. PvP, expanded champion achievements. So this is also like more world versus world than it is PvP. Oh, no, that's down here. So they're adding tiers, basically, what these are, both of these, to the tiered achievements that you can get for certain levels of wins or a certain number of kills in World versus World. I think they said 9 for World versus World, and it looks like 3 or 4 for PvP, which is solid. Something I'd like to see them add, and I never really understood why they capped off, is why does World versus World level end at 10,000? It should just keep going indefinitely and just be a number, right? It would make sense if they stopped it at 9999, but they didn't. They stopped it at 10k, and it literally will say 10k on your icon, so I don't understand why it doesn't go to 99k at the very least. Doesn't need to do anything different or give you more experience. It just, you know, more number better. A lot of my friends literally quit because of that. Yeah, and it's chat saying it should be infinite. I don't know about infinite. I don't know if anything should be infinite, but it should keep going with the technology they have. It's kind of weird. I don't know, just my 2 cents on that. World vs. World Lord update. So this is something to keep in mind if you play World vs. World. I'm a little bit afraid of this, and it, like they said, it may not actually make it into the patch. This is already shaping up to be a larger patch than a lot of people anticipate, which is why I'm doing this little mini review for updates and such. But they are adding modernizing the loadouts of castles, keeps, and tower lords with the addition of new channeled healing skill that aids objective defenders in combat, giving the Lord a more active role in battle. Attackers will need to keep a close eye on the Lord and break their defiance bar to minimize the support they're able to provide. As mostly a solo roamer, I super worry about this because, not because, you know, oh, I didn't bring breaks on my kit. I already play Bladesworn. I'm already not used to bringing breaks on my kit, right? Even if you did, Lords have this thing in keeps and castles and towers where even if you have an allied Zerg come in, it will scale up the Lord based on the number of people in the area, even if they're allies. So it becomes unbelievably difficult to break bars if you, say, have an enemy Zerg, for example, show up to take a tower, even if you're like 1% away from killing the boss. So I really hope that the new Lord update does not include scaling for the break bar in the same way that this health already happens. But, you know, ain't it? This game's 10 years old. We'll see. I really hope that failing that, Lords are at least still soloable or duoable at the very least. if you only have like 1 or 2 people trying to take a tower, because that's kind of the fun. You know, you get good at the game mode, you practice, you make a build for it. It's fun. Not biased at all. With March 19th update, this is the big one. So I wasn't sure what it was called, but apparently it's called Noblesse Oblige. Probably butchered that, but this is the one you want to look out for if you PvE. And this is kind of why I'm doing this review. Or refresher, as it were. With the March 19th update, the Noblesse Oblige Central Tyria Mastery, which increases revive speed and removes down penalties on successful revive, will no longer remove down penalties in strike missions and raid challenge mode encounters. So I'm assuming that's challenge modes for strike missions and challenge modes for raids. This makes them infinitely harder because you can't just basically make res transfusion necro and brute force your way through raids, which honestly, power creep notwithstanding, was realistically some of the best ways to train people. I know Muckluck has expressed a lot of interest. I don't want to put words in his mouth, but he's a separate streamer, he's a separate dude. His views on this may have changed, not financial advice. But one of the things as a raid leader in WoW that I really enjoyed his perspective on was he would get people from WoW or from other MMOs and recruit them over to this game and just be able to teach them raids by making Transfusion Necro or Res Druid or whatever it is, and being able to not optimally but clear the raid and show off mechanics at successive stages of a fight. And with things like Harvest Temple CM, where this is so important, not necessarily the res brute forcing thing, but being able to just experience successive stages on challenge modes and being able to go, oh, that's the mechanic that insta wipes you, and not get frustrated with this, especially with the like aggressive power creep in the game will just let the people who know what they're doing carry the group anyway. But this was a sort of side way to actually allow people who didn't know the raid to experience those phases and actually clear the raid and get better at fights. And I worry about this. Yes, I like it on the side of like, okay, let's make Temple of Fabe impossible. That was kind of sarcasm because I kind of think that will make the new challenge mode even more impossible. But again, that's a different discussion. Go hit up Reddit or anyone who's salty or has a better perspective than mine on that. But like, it definitely adds challenge to challenge modes. And I kind of don't hate that for 99% of the encounters, but I worry about the teachability of strike missions. And again, this is something I've harped on a lot. I would rather arenanet put more systems in the game to encourage player involvement, like the resing players who are down gives you experience thing and positive interactions, than taking them away. We'll see if this does that. We'll see if this stays on all of the challenge modes. Maybe they could only add this to the ones that are really current, like Harvest Temple and maybe Temple of Fabe and Old Lion's Court. But it's definitely something to be aware of if you raid or strike, or heaven forbid, if you are one of the blessed souls that teaches on something like the Harvest Temple CM Discord. Because this will make that much more difficult than people, I think, are anticipating. And I could be wrong. I welcome alternate viewpoints. I welcome completely being wrong about this when we get this to experience in the game. But again, this is the big thing that I think a lot of people are not really focusing on right now. Super Adventure Box comes back on April 16th. Always fun. And we've got a little bit of a roadmap here without hard dates on it, but they have said hard dates, so kudos to them. Just transitioning a little bit again into SAB. Very fun. Add some additions and rewards to test Zone 3. Solid. And our final quarterly update for Guild Wars 2 Secrets of the Obscure. So what they're calling the third update, but what is really the fourth installment of SotO, just a few months away, bring with it story finale, new foes to lock swords with, and a new fractal and dungeon challenge mode. So that'll be a fractal with a challenge mode in it, which is kind of cool that they both come out at the same time. New relics, tier 2, which you will have, again, for future relics, you will need to unlock them for new expansions, but these you will get if you have your legendary relic. New relics and tier 2 of the Obsidian legendary armor, which I believe will transform and be more dyeable. Wizard Vault refresh, and more. And the more that matters is the next expansion announcement. Again, Guild Wars 2 doing quite well. Financially doing quite well for NCSoft in retrospect to their other games, up 15%, but you know, NCSoft down 15% or 90% overall, so we'll see where that lands them. Keep that, you know, in the back of your mind, but it was a success regardless of what you think about it, or you know, whether it's enthused you very much in the game. So this is good. Wizards Vault is good. I look forward to them expanding on these systems that they've established for future releases and whatnot. And keep in mind as well that they have announced 2 expansions and confirmed that they are working on one and planning for the next one. So 2024 into 2025 and then 2025 into 2026, which is great. I love this game. I will buy the expansions probably, unless, you know, they burn my house down or something similar. Very enthused about this. Looking forward to what the future of balance. You know, cautiously optimistic about that as always. And yeah, we will see. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, what you're excited for. Got some, you know, previews of the armor that's already out here. But let me know what you're enjoying, what you're not enjoying, whether or not SotO's been a hit or a miss for you. Personally, I've seen friends come and go. I've seen friends just getting the 5 astral acclaim for the logins. It's a little bit weird. And yeah, I'm SotO. This is Build Wars 2. Lots of build videos stream Monday, Wednesday, and sometimes Friday at 9 Eastern on Twitch and YouTube. And let me know what you think or what I could do better for the channel. Again, not monetized, just do this for fun. Hopefully this has given you some idea of what's on the horizon for Guild Wars 2, both in immediate and the long or far away future. And if you have any questions, yeah, drag and trigger that like button, except probably don't, because you'll end up in a tree somewhere. Anyway, I'm SotO, this is Build Wars 2, and cheers. I'll see you in Tyria. Peace.